What is up, Define Squad? Welcome, and welcome back. If you are not new here, it's your girl Alex at Defined by Alex, where we are defining our lives and building our dreams in that order, okay? I hope you guys are staying safe and you are well out there and you are doing what you gotta do to get where you got to go, okay? So, in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about your target audience and what you need to know, you guys, to make sure that every time you promote your product, you are speaking to the people who you want to attract. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, now let me just start off by saying this. As you guys know by now, I did not start my channel to be filtered, okay? I started my channel to be very transparent, very open, and just wanted to inspire. So when it comes to target audience, me, will be the first to admit that this was something that took me forever. Like, it took me a long time to figure it out. It took me a long time to pretty much figure out who I'm selling to, who am I talking to, who I want to purchase my products. Now, this saying is very, very old, and a lot of times when you're starting your business, it kind of goes without saying that if you sell to everyone, then you're selling to no one, okay? And what that simply means is that you can't sell to everyone. You can't even think that your products are for everyone, because when it comes down to promoting and content and talking to your target audience, honey, everybody is not going to be that. Everyone is not going to be your specific audience, your specific target persona that you are wanting to profit off of. That's it, that's all. Now, on the flip side, when you do have a target audience, when you know specifically who you're talking to, then you know what type of language they're going to speak. You know how to approach them, what type of verbiage, what type of vernacular, all of that stuff. When it comes to dialect and communication, you know how to talk to them because you know who your target audience is. So I admit that this was something that took me a very, very long time to have mastered, to have completed, and quite frankly, I switched it around a bunch. I switched my target audience around so much. It got to a point to where I was like, at this point, this is something that I'm gonna have done. This is something that I wanna move on to, because I don't have time to sit up here and try to figure out who I'm talking to every day when I need to know who I'm showing up for, okay? So that's what you really wanna make sure, is that you know who you're specifically targeting. So let's go ahead and just dive a little bit deeper when it comes to your target audience and knowing where to find them, how to talk to them, and all the things that just really are involved with your target audience, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about, when it comes to finding them, where your target audience is going to be. Because if you don't know, a lot of times when you start a business, you have to go find your people, your audience, your people, your audience, however you wanna call it, you guys. You have to go find them, because a lot of times they're not gonna see what you're selling. So that means you have to put yourself out on Front Street to say, hey, I see you like chocolate, I see you like desserts. So I'm a dessert, chocolate covered dessert type of store, whatever, okay? That's just an example. But when it comes to knowing that you have to put yourself in front of your audience, you need to make sure that you know where to find them and do your research. So another point to talk about when it comes to finding your target audience is knowing where to find them. And you guys, it's super, super simple. Your target audience really is going to be in the last place you expected, or maybe not to some of you, but you're gonna make sure that you use Facebook and Instagram. Like those two platforms, you guys, if you haven't known by now that you can find your target audience really fast on there, you just have to do your research. Target audience research requires you to remove yourself from your scrolling, from interacting, to really figure out where your people are and how to find them, okay? So that way, when it comes to running your ads, you know where your audience likes to show up. You know what pages they like to like and connect to and comment on. So when it comes to running your ads, you can go ahead and from your research, finesse it to where, hey, I know that my audience likes the shade room, okay? Let's just call it what it is. You know your audience is gonna like things that are all about pop culture. So you have to make sure that you're looking at these pages, and in some cases also some brands that are in alignment with your audience, okay? You can't be trying to find your audience in pages that you really don't see your brand aligned with, okay? You can't try to say, I want an audience who want to buy my bundles for hair, but you're on pages looking for them in like bakery or food or, you know, anything else unrelated to bundles, okay? So you have to make sure that everything is in alignment and that what you're looking for is gonna be there, so that way it doesn't really take too long for you to figure it out, okay? So make sure that you know where to find your target audience. And what you also want to make sure that you do is to engage with those pages, because a lot of the times you're going to find the people that follow you on those pages, okay? So another way to find your target audience is through hashtags. When you're on Instagram, you can pretty much search a hashtag and you can figure out how many people are liking this hashtag if it's a trending one. You can also go through your followers and look at what your followers are following. What hashtags are they following? That's gonna be super important as well, because that really like minimizes the extensiveness when it comes to your target audience research. You don't have to really have it all like panned out, but you have to know where to start to find them, because a lot of other things, you guys, will reveal itself. So if I know I want to find, you know, Black men and women ages 25 to 44 who love pop culture, who loves Black history and things like that, then I'm gonna find those pages and those hashtags that are related to my brand's identity, okay? Because everything is all about putting the pieces together, so that way when it comes to you running your ads, you speaking your language, you converting your sales from your emails, you're gonna need to know how to talk to your audience, and that requires you to know where they are, okay? Perfect. Let's move on. Okay, so we talked about where to find your audience, how to search them using hashtags. Then now it's time to speak their language. Now it's time to put yourselves in front of them, because then they're gonna say, oh, well, this person is selling XYZ, this person is selling hair bundles. I like how she sells it, this is my type of language. Or you can also think about things that are trending. So who recently dropped an album? Who recently had something in the media? What event occurred, you guys? Those are also ways to find your target audience. The day I'm filming this video, Drake's new album just dropped a couple days ago. So I know in my mind, when it comes to my audience, if I want them to be enticed by an email, I might want to mention Drake, or I might want to mention Drake and his singing and all the things that involve Drake, because I know that my audience likes Drake and his music, okay? So that's an example of how you can really identify and show up as someone that's interesting for your target audience, because you're speaking their language. They know that you have taken the time to research about them, and they're gonna pick that up, you guys, okay? So they're gonna also recognize that, oh, how does she know I like Drake? Or I like Drake, I wanna see what she got to sell or he has to sell, you know what I'm saying? So you have to do your research, and that also requires you to know that pop culture is gonna be a good segue for you to find your audience, because let's face it, pop culture is there's a lot in that, and what that entails, a lot of people like a lot of things, but you still have to niche it down, okay? So although I say pop culture, that is a vast umbrella. That is, pop culture has a lot of things that is under that. So you can start that, but you have to niche it down when it comes to your audience. Yes, your audience can like pop culture, But what certain things about pop culture do they like? Do they like the nostalgia of the 90s? Do they like the nostalgia of the 2000s? Do they like certain types of music artists, certain types of books, certain types of movies? You have to do that research. That is something that you have to take the time out to do. So moving on into taking time out to your audience, you have to really put yourself in a position to just know that your homework is going to pay you, okay? Once you've done your homework and once you have found your audience and you know how to talk to them, you guys, your sales are going to skyrocket. Because now it's easier for you to talk to your audience. Now it's easier for you to put a product in front of your target audience in your market, because you've done all of your research and you filled in all the blanks to find them. And now you're using those same techniques and implementing those strategies. So that way, when it comes to posting, hashtags, reels, emails, and your product, you have everything at your fingertips because you've done your research, okay? Okay, you guys, so to sum this all up, when it comes to finding your target audience, I really want you to pull out the importance of doing your research, knowing where to find your audience. That may take you, depending on how much time you have on your hands to do this, it can take up to a week to a few months, you guys. I don't know the specific time because I don't know your audience. And I also don't know if you know what you're looking for. So when you know what you're looking for, when you know who you're trying to target, when it comes to you, you're gonna know what to do in each step to really capture your audience, really grow your sales and your business and your impact, okay? So your target audience research is the utmost importance, because that's gonna really dictate how your business is going to go and how everything is gonna flow so seamlessly, so effortlessly, and of course, increase your money, all right? So that is it for today's video, you guys, on target audience, how to find them, things to think about when it comes to finding your audience, where you should put yourself so that way you can be positioned in front of them so that they can see your product or your services, and then of course encourage them to buy. So if this video was helpful to you guys, please leave me a like and comment down below. Let me know what you think, y'all. I really appreciate it. As always, friends, don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and always choose yourself first, and I will be back in my next video. Bye, y'all.